We're live. Hey, we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Hey, good morning. It is Wednesday, and this is our 191st episode here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. And it is a Wednesday, I think. Yeah, gotta get tonight. I get to go to a local meetup, which would be cool. Just hang out. I'm not presenting or anything. Just tapping in and see what's going on. And today, this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, where we talk about Agile and Scrum in a tactical and practical way. Hope to get you home to your family and friends because we're working more lean and not having to spend extra time doing stuff. But there's no buts, actually. That's our plan. So talk about a couple things today. Talk about I mentioned the other day about a quote that, Iverson said about Kobe. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And it's about working hard. Everything's about working hard, right? And then the other thing is we'll talk about getting the quick answer, the quick fix, versus learning how to do it right? So the one I want to talk about with Iverson Kobe. So the story for don't know it. So I guess it was 2001. Kobe's just starting in, and then Iverson's been around. Iverson was from, I think, Georgetown, and he played NBA here in Philly. So he played in Philly. Kobe was from the Philly area, but went over and ended up playing for the Lakers. So in the championship round, those two met, and it was interesting where it was Philly 76ers. And if you don't know about Philly sports, it's very, very in your face, very everybody loves sports here. My wife, who came from California, is like, they would talk sports a little bit, but she's like amazed how in Philadelphia there's two all-day talk shows, and all they talk about is Philadelphia sports on the radio. For the size of city Philadelphia is compared to other ones, everybody's really passionate about the game. And then we had Kobe, who was from here, so it was a conflict going on. It was a rivalry. Like, hey, I'm from Philly, I own Philly. I'm here in Philly, I own Philly. So they had the thing. But Iverson had a quote, and what I was thinking when Kobe came to town, and he said he and Kobe went out to dinner together because they compare, but they talk. And Iverson is there. Kobe was like, "What are you doing after dinner?" And Iverson's response was, "I was going to go clubbing, like going out to nightclubs and partying, whatever." And Kobe was, "Well, I'm going to go to the gym and work out." So that's the difference in that terminology. And I was just listening to a video just before here, and it's why it's kind of late, because it's like 6:06. So it was like 6 o'clock when I started. Right? No, six. It was probably 6:03. 6:03. Hi, cat. And the difference in the video is talking about how he wasn't always best, but he was always working at it, right? And there is a trade-off to be that way. And how much better I thought Iverson could have been if he took some of that attitude that Kobe had. But Iverson was awesome. Talent, great talent. Could his career lasted longer? Yeah. But but the question is, like, when you do this job or any job, when you're Scrum Master, Agile coach, developer, whatever your profession is, do you keep pushing to get better than where you're at? Are you satisfied? Is it good enough? Is it going to last you for a long time? You look at this industry, look at people, what we do. Always try to keep people staying up to new ways of doing things, staying on their toes, staying advanced. That's how you progress. And in fact, if you don't, like, it's interesting balances. If you don't keep pushing to go further, you actually don't stay level. You actually start coming down. So in a long ball game, when you look at, and there was a quote by Charles Barkley. He said something the other day. He said something a while ago, and it was talking about Michael Jordan, and him and Michael Jordan were talking about. And Charles Barkley admitted, yeah, if I worked out, because Michael Jordan was one who worked out all the time too, and just trained and everything. Charles said, He said, if I would have worked out and stayed in shape and didn't eat and don't do the things I did when I was playing, he's like, I would still be playing, making these millions and millions of dollars a year playing basketball, like years after he retired. So by them just going with what they got, they actually ended up declining a little bit, right? And having to quit. And that's the same thing with this industry. And you just got to think about it. Do we every year go out and try to get a little better, or keep improving, staying ahead of the game, or do we let the game come over us and pass us by? So that's something. Oh, gee. I think my phone is possessed, by the way. It's not been acting crazy. It just started by itself. I think that was Twitter. No, TikTok, right? So anyway, I guess I went off the topic there, but I just want to say, from a coaching perspective and mentoring and training, um, you need to stay and keep eye on the game and where the thing's going, whether it be a dev work, testing work, whatever. You can't stay on your laurels. You need to keep going. Even I am taking a 6-month coaching class to enhance my coaching skills and to improve where I'm at. So even though you think you're at where you are, you're always, every year you should be looking at, what should I do? What's my next hurdle? And how do I grow from there? So it's just something to think about. The other one, and this is more lofty stuff today than it is the tactical and practical. Very practical to take a class every year to learn something new. Don't ever stop, right? And do something when you can pass the educational units for any cert you got. So the other one, you know, me personally, so you're going to have these tough days, and I'm just going to express these. It's not always the greatest bed of roses, because if it was that easy, it would be easy and you wouldn't be doing it, right? And transformation is not easy. Sometimes you have good days and sometimes you have bad days. Yesterday was my bad day, and I'm just kind of expressing that and sharing that with you. Where we wanted to do a lot of things. People are like talking, let's do this. To me, I thought a lot of the conversation was very superficial. Things about Jira. Well, I could be a Jira coach. I can coach you in Jira. I can show you how to do Jira. I can make you the best Jira person in the planet Earth, right? And I'm like, what I'm doing is like, this is elementary stuff. This is not transformational. This is just reporting stuff that they were wanting to do. I said, it's not moving the needle. And then everybody goes into some things. And a lot of stuff I have to admit, I've been doing that because I've been pushing, everybody's pushing back. So I'm like, fine, get your whatever you need to get together. And while you're doing that, I'll get you ready. So when you are ready, we can really move the needle. But I also need to re-engage and make sure that they haven't stopped, right? As an Agile coach, there's times when I get battles and they say, hey, I don't want to be coached. And I've had people that said, you know, we're too busy right now and I don't really have time for coaching. And there's a balance between coaching someone. Do they need to fall and hit the ground all the way down like a drug addict and just totally fall apart? Or do you need to catch them before they hit that rock bottom? How do you get in there? And you're always working, finding new ways to work your way in there to help them. I can give everybody the answer, be the quick fixer, but is that what they want? Because as a consultant, as an Agile coach, my time at some point, I'm going to be gone. Would I have done them a service by helping them do quick fixes? How do you use this? Or build it for them? If I actually did the work for them, is that really helping them grow so that when I'm no longer there, what do? What service did I provide? Now, there is a balance there. And I guess I'm getting kind of lofty. There's a balance of fixing things and doing stuff for them. And there's a balance of getting them to learn how to do it, how to think differently, how to perform in a constant manner so that they really become top performers. And our jobs as Agile coaches and Scrum Master, they're balancing that all the time, right? Some days you get really good performance and they're just getting it, and there's other days where they're not getting it and you're helping guide them away. guide them through the process or giving them some suggestions from your experience. It's just what it is. Would it be perfect if it was a perfect world? Yeah, it would be. But I'm going to tell you, it's not always a perfect world. But you probably know that already. So I'm just preaching to the choir. I'm crying, right? But if you need any help, please come to me. Let me know. See what I can do to help you. Walk you through the process, right, as a coach, and help you walk your way through it. And I'm doing the same thing myself, coaching, watching, but just trying to balance the idea of I can give them the answer, but is that the right thing to do, right? They want to know, what is the answer to this? And I'll give you one quick example, and I'm going to go off. So the other day, we were talking about, why don't we as Agile coaches come up with a solution or what should be done, and we'll present it to the management. And I'm like, no, that is not the way to do it. The way to do it is to get us working with the managers, figuring out and supporting them on how they figure out how to come up with a solution. It's not about us as Agile coaches giving them the solution, say, you should do this, doing all this legwork so they can then think about it. The way they really grasp it in the long run to become better, higher performing managers is they learn how to cover this stuff, the process, the tools. They go into figuring this stuff out so they can be higher performers when we're not there. And I had this debate with the other Agile coaches, and I don't know. So I think they kind of got it, but they all want to be in survival mode and make it through. And the way they survive is provide presentations on what you should do to fix your organization. But in the long run, that ain't it. So I'm battling that out right now. And it's like, you got to get managers in there, actually do this, and they got to own it. Big difference. And Scrum Master, same way. For your dev people, your testers, your team, they have to own it. For you to update these systems on your own and be the mom to them and the mother hen, it ain't going to get them where they need to be. In the short run, it helps your performance, looks like your sales. But in the long run, for them to continuously be better people, better developers, better teammates, whatever, you doing it for them does not help them. They need to know how to do it. And that's the difference between goal setting. I can give you the answer, make it like I'm really, short term, helping you out, producing, get the visibility. Long term, I'm killing you because I'm not doing my job as a coach to make you a better manager. Sorry. I went higher. We always talk about that, tactical and practical. That's the long game, right? How do you make them better managers? How do you give them the tools to think through this process? The sad part is they all know them, right? Our job is to bring that back out. They know it. They've been in the classes, their MBAs, master classes, been through all these trainings over the years. And we just got to keep bringing that back to them and say, hey, you remember this? I know you know this stuff. A lot of times we just remind people. So with that, sorry if it went higher than the practical and tactical, but that was something I just wanted to get off my chest and my experiences right now, where I'm at with the people I'm coaching and working with right now. Just to blink, hey, maybe you're in that mode, maybe you're not, maybe you're in a wherever, but there's other people that think the same way. Just wanted to share that with you and give you encouragement. And again, if you need any coaching or anybody to talk to about what you're doing, feel free to message me on LinkedIn. And with that, have a great day. Happy scrumming. Ring the little bell, and we'll link up. Take care. Have a great day. Bye. See ya.